That was a request by Pluto, even though he knows full well I am boycotting Vienna. He knows full well. But he has made me watch the recap of all the songs I'm familiar with. So, yeah. So, I think you can tell we're going to Swami! Brilliant. There. Right, so, I think with Finland, it was interesting, because when we did Sweden, I felt with Sweden's limit jersey, particularly that yellow one, there wasn't much difference compared to what they gave us for the Four Nations. So I might need to do some Four Nations cross-referencing again. We'll see what happens. At least the US and the Canadians had the bright idea to not make their jerseys similar to what we got in Four Nations last year. Sparrier fell short on that. Sparrier fell short. But I won't hold it against you because Felicia is a brilliant artist. I know. See what you've done now? See what you've done now? It's not karaoke night. Right. In fact, I will bring up Finland's Four Nations just so I can just double check. It isn't similar. I don't think they were similar. I'm just gonna do it anyway. It will just ease my mind. Speaking of Swami and big events, we've just recently had the Global Series confirmed for Finland, and quite shockingly, it's not going to Tampere. We're not going to Nokia. We're going back to the capital. We're going to the capital. We're going to Helsinki. We're going to Helsinki. That's going to be November, mid-November. That is the Seattle Kraken and the Carolina Hurricanes. What is it with the National Hockey League doing? Random matchups. I do not know. I still can't believe we're going to Germany and we're not having Leon Draisaitl. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Right. No, they are completely different to what we saw from Four Nations. That's fine. I can just close that down. I just wanted to quickly double check that, just to ease my mind. Right, so I'm on my phone. Hopefully one of them is on the screen for you guys to look at. These are actually really good. These are really good. And in terms of symmetry, so symmetrical templates, these are really good. I actually quite like these. I'm going to take a good look at them on my phone. I'm loving it. And again with the navy blue. Why was this not done in navy blue? Because clearly navy blue was the cream of Milano. I mean, this obviously is lovely. I do love this jersey. Why was this not done navy blue? Because Sparrow do one which I absolutely adored, and we've now had Finland do one which also was quite nice as well. Why was this not in navy blue? Missed a trick there. I mean, I know it's a lovely design, but seriously? I know you're thinking, does it really matter what the shade of blue is? Well, to me, Claire, Lee, Faye, H, and the other one I forgot! Nah, I know, it's so bad! That's so funny to me! Was it? That's so bad. Oh, that's so bad of me. I think so it does matter. To me in steps, it does matter. Oh, that's so bad! That is so bad. I can't remember one's name. The black-haired one. Oh, that's really bad! That's really bad. I grew up listening to Steps, and that's really bad. I can't remember the other one's name. Oh, really bad. That's really bad. It's not helped by the fact that when me and took Sudi to see the musical last year, they did Nerd NA's got reference that all it was that bad. Oh, that's bad of me. Oh no! Someone please correct me in the comments, please. Oh, that's really bad. Well, she kind of didn't really do much after the band went their separate ways, did they? Well, as everybody else went on the reality TV circuit with Big Brother and Strictly. And that one time on Dancing on Ice, which was a bit... Ooh. But her... No, anyway, But no. But to me and Steps, it does matter about the shades of blue, alright? If this was karaoke night, that would be my straight away I would go to, would annoy her to death. And then we have to do Alex Warren to calm him down, because we do love him. He's lovely. Love his music, that's really up my alley. Right, back to why we're here, which of course is coming on Jersey. So Finland have gone for, particularly on the front, they've gone for this chest stripe, which we know is very, very well known with the Montreal Canadiens, because they are the only team in the AHL that actually does a chest stripe. I actually do quite like a chest stripe. I prefer it to then like a stripe on the shoulder. And I think it does help your logo stand out a bit more. Yeah. So I would love to see chest stripes get used a bit more frequently in hockey jerseys. And I think Finland here, the contrast actually works out quite well. Because you've got the shadings right on both of them. And I think because for the base, they didn't use a standard blue, they went for a navy blue. It means that on the navy one, you can get away with doing a blue chest stripe because the colours won't, blend together, won't sort of fade into the background, which can sometimes happen if you try to do something in the same colour as your base colour. So, I think the colour ratio stands out brilliantly. It works really well. I think it works just a little bit better on the white jersey, but that's not really a big issue for me. I think it works well on one and other, but I think you've got two amazing jerseys. We finally found a nation that's got two good jerseys. Brilliant. Swami bucks the trend. Swami bucks the trend. Well done, Swami. Well done. Linda and Petra will be so proud. But I do quite like this. The way that, it also matches with the sleeve as well. They've got the this kind of stripe on the sleeve as well. And while the US one has got various different colours, Finland's has gone for like two, so the blue and the white. I think if you're gonna do this kind of band on the sleeve, you only really should ever have two colours. You can and luckily my arm's very well positioned on, so if you're watching on video, you can see what I mean. So I'm going to keep it like this for a moment. So here on the US where you've got a white strand, the tiny blue strand, a red strand, another tiny blue strand, and then a white strand. For me, that's too many bands. That's far too many strands to have on one sleeve. I think if you're going to do this kind of thing on a sleeve, and we've seen it done plenty of times throughout various different hockey leagues and international competitions, if you're going to do this kind of thing for a sleeve, just have two colours, and then they will blend together. And it doesn't look too loud, and it doesn't look like you're trying to do too much on the jersey design. So Finland really simplified it and just went with a white band, a blue band in the middle, so that would be where the red band is here, and just did another white band. That's all you really need, just two colours. You can get away with doing three bands, tie them all together with your white and then your base colour, and that'd be just fine. So that's the vibe we're going for, and that's what Finland's done brilliantly here. You can just here. And then the crest works brilliantly. I wasn't too sure what crest Finland were going to do. Were they going to do the crest, or were they going to do what we saw the Four Nations and have Swami written on it, which I thought was genius at last year's Four Nations, because, right, I knew that Swami is how you say Finland in Finnish. That's thanks to, obviously, their national file UMK, okay? So that's how I knew it. But chances are, a lot of people who are involved with hockey and watched the Four Nations last year, they might not have been too familiar with that, so that was a good education. So I kind of felt Finland's Four Nations jerseys last year, while they were my least favourite of the four, at least they were educational, boys and girls, so we can just leave it at that. So I thought, yeah, so I actually think just having the crest worked a bit better than just putting Swami on the front of it. That, I think, for me, kind of worked fine. And these jerseys just look really great. They are absolutely, I'm loving these. I'm really, really impressed with these. And I love how they've managed to make the crest just blend well. Absolutely brilliant. I love brilliant. I'm absolutely loving these. And it just blends well into the jerseys so brilliantly. You can just, it's because I think one of the reasons why you don't really see a chest stripe used that often is because it can then get quite difficult. How do you put your logo on slap bang in the middle? But I think what Finland have done is it works absolutely beautiful. It's done so well that it just blends in seamlessly, and it just fits in quite naturally, and it just brilliant. Bellissima. Just incredible. I'm just loving this navy one. That is absolutely, again, you asked me to pick which one I would buy if I had somebody from Finland on my team. I'd go with the navy one. That's 2 Scandinavian nations now who have impressed me with the navy jerseys. And the Ben's calling out, we're not Scandinavia. Oh, fuck off! If they win, they can make a big deal about it next year. Honestly, so rude. Snide comments. Okay? You are part of the Scandinavian bloc. Deal with it. You have to say, you flag the same template as the other Scandinavian nations, alright? Just deal with it. Deal with it! Just deal with it. But honestly, guys, I could probably sit here all night and talk about how much I love these jerseys. I think they're absolutely gorgeous and they are absolutely stunning, and I just love every single thing, you know, about these jerseys, which is great because, you know, and Finland have proven in the past they are a good team that could be a medal contender. Sadly, this time that was not the case. I don't think they saw themselves getting knocked out by Switzerland. I think with Finland, we'll look back on their tournament and wonder what would have happened if norovirus didn't strike. I think that's the one thing we're always going to be wondering about, is what would have happened if Finland had never been hurt by norovirus and it all then just didn't fall apart for them. I think we're always going to be left wondering what would have happened there. But anyhow, the good news is Finland is there's a World Championships coming up in November, so you have a second chance at redemption. I think that's what's the beauty about having the World Championships now in November, because it means that obviously an Olympic cycle, because we'll have a World Championships, and if some nations didn't feel they did good in the Olympics, then they've got an opportunity to prove themselves and get some redemption. So I think there will be something we look out for in November when we get to Denmark. But honestly, I just love these. The chest stripe works just so brilliantly. Like I said, I think I prefer it on the white one than the navy one, but that's just tit for tat, really. That's just tit for tat. That is literally just me being picky. If I'm trying to find at least one thing bad about it, it's just that. So that's just me I'm just being picky there with what I suggest is good or bad. That's just my feeling on it. So I'm just basically nitpicking there. But it's lovely. It's a really good jersey, and I think Finland, you should be absolutely proud of yourself for that, because it's a really good design. I really love that. It's a really great design. I absolutely love it, love it, love it. You should be so proud of yourselves, because that is just such a... You gave birth to amazing jerseys. It's just a shame that, unfortunately, it wasn't enough to ultimately see you guys go far. Because obviously they fell in the quarterfinals to Switzerland. I'm not too sure how they did on the men's side, but because obviously in the Olympics my priority is on the ladies, not the men. So always has been, always will be. So if you're wondering, in the Olympics I always focus more on the women than they do on the men, and it's been like that since 2010. Because obviously before the PHO existed, this was my only way to watch women's hockey, so I always prioritised the women's games over the men's games, and men's games would just catch on the flyby, so bye. But yeah, so don't think that's because obviously we've now got this to do. No, it's always been like that with me when it comes to Olympic hockey. So there you go. If anyone wants to let me know how the men did, please feel free. Yeah, I haven't got a bad thing to say about either of these. And so far with the nations we've done so far, we've been struggling to find two that are good. Because I felt so far with all the nations we've done so far, one jersey's been great, but the other hasn't. We've not been able to find that perfect set yet. And here we are now at Swami, and we have the perfect set. We've got the perfect set from Swami, which is absolutely just brilliant. Absolutely just brilliant. I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased about that. So I'm loving it. I just love these. I think Finland, you absolutely outdid yourselves. And the way you managed to get the shades of the blue just match, brilliant. Because it's very hard to try and match colours in different shadings, especially if your base template is the main colour, and then you try to do a different shade of that to then add to it. It can be quite hard. Sometimes they do end up blending in. You just don't really then see the actual finished product that well. So well done to Swami for finding a way to get different shades of blue and have them just blend perfectly on the jersey and have it just work well. Absolutely brilliant. I commend you for that. This is a brilliant jersey. It's an outstanding jersey, and it deserves all the praise that I'm giving it. So, absolutely, just congratulations, Ben, and you absolutely outdid yourselves. You absolutely outdid yourselves. I could talk all night about these, but I think we won't. We'll leave it there. So that is what I thought about Finland's jerseys. Just amazing, absolutely outstanding. You do yourself so proud.